A lot of people think discipline is about pushing harder, forcing yourself, trying to overpower the part of you that doesn't want to do the thing. But that usually doesn't work for very long. Real discipline isn't force, it's steadiness. And willpower isn't aggression, it's direction. Most of the time, when people say they lack discipline, what they really mean is they feel scattered, overwhelmed, or emotionally drained. So today, I want to talk about how crystals can help with discipline and willpower, not as magic fixes, but as something steady you can lean on while your body remembers how to stay steady on its own. If that sounds simple, good. Discipline isn't something you have or don't have. It's something your body can do or can't do yet. When your nervous system feels safe and grounded, staying consistent feels almost boring. But when your system is overloaded, emotionally, mentally, or energetically, everything takes more effort than it should. That's why motivation comes and goes, and why willpower burns out. You're not failing. You're just trying to build discipline on top of instability. Think about it like this. If everything inside you feels noisy, unsettled, or rushed, asking yourself to just be disciplined is like asking water to hold a shape without a container. Discipline needs a container. Something steady, something consistent, something that doesn't react when you do. This is where crystals can actually be helpful. Not because they do something to you, but because they're really good at staying the same. Crystals hold a steady rhythm. They don't rush, they don't react, they don't get overwhelmed. When you sit with something that steady, especially every day, your body starts to copy it. You're not being fixed, you're being reminded. That steadiness teaches your nervous system what calm focus feels like, without you having to force it. I always say this, crystals don't give you discipline. They lend you steadiness until your body remembers how to do it on its own. That's why we're going to keep this simple. No stacking stones, no complicated rituals, no forcing anything. Just one crystal, a little time, and consistency. Let me show you which crystals work best for this, and why. Before we talk about specific crystals, I want to name the 3 places discipline usually breaks down. Because most people don't struggle with discipline in just one way. They struggle in patterns. The first is scattered focus. This is when your mind won't stay where you put it. You start something, then drift, then check something else, then forget what you were doing. This isn't laziness, it's mental noise. When focus is scattered, discipline feels exhausting because you're constantly pulling yourself back. The second is emotional leakage. This is when your emotions drain your energy before you even begin. Stress, overwhelm, other people's needs, old feelings that keep resurfacing. You might want to be disciplined, but you feel too much. And all that feeling leaks out of you, leaving nothing left for consistency. The third is energy collapse. This one usually shows up as burnout. You start strong, push hard, and then hit a wall. Not because you're weak, but because you never had enough fuel to begin with. Discipline can't survive without energy. Most people are dealing with at least 2 of these at the same time. That's why advice like, just try harder, doesn't work. You don't need more force. You need more steadiness. Of course, this is one way to look at it, and it's a beautiful way, but it's not the only way. Right, Matic?
Yeah, that's about right. See, I tend to look at the same thing through patterns. What she just described, that's instability in the system. Most of the time it shows up in 3 places. Mental, attention won't stay put. Emotional, energy keeps leaking through reaction. And physical, the system just runs down faster than it should. The good news is, systems like this are usually pretty responsive once you give them cleaner inputs. They're honestly not as mysterious as they feel from the inside. So when I look at crystals, I don't really start from the mystical side. I think of them more like very stable reference points. Closest tech analogy I've got? Data packets. They hold a consistent vibrational pattern that formed over really long timescales. And the internal structure is stable enough that the pattern doesn't drift much, even when the environment around it does. That's why I sometimes call them harmonic frequency modulators. Not as a belief statement, just functionally. If someone keeps something like that nearby and uses it as a steady point of attention, the nervous system has an easier time holding a pattern that would normally drop once focus starts fragmenting. And the interesting part is, biological systems are actually pretty good at syncing to stable rhythms when they see them often enough. Same thing she's pointing to, just different language.
Exactly. So, if that explanation helps, great. If not, don't worry about it. You don't need to understand steadiness to feel it. I want to say this before we go any further. You don't need all of these. In fact, you shouldn't use all of these at once. Each crystal supports a different part of discipline, and most of us only need help in 1 or 2 places at a time. So as you listen, notice which one your body responds to. That's usually the right place to start. Let's begin with focus. Hematite is the crystal I reach for when my mind won't stay where I put it. When thoughts jump around, when attention drifts, when everything feels a little noisy. Hematite is heavy. It pulls awareness down into the body. Not by force, but by gravity. When your focus is scattered, discipline feels like work because you're constantly pulling yourself back. Hematite helps by reminding your system how to stay. If you tend to start things and wander away, this is a good place to begin. Simplest method to use? Hold it in your non-dominant hand. Sit with your feet on the floor. No visualization. Just feel where your body is. That's it. Next, let's look at Tiger's Eye. This beautiful stone supports willpower. Not the kind that pushes, but the kind that decides. This is the crystal I recommend when you know what you want to do, but hesitate. When you second guess. When fear or doubt slows the first step. Tiger's Eye strengthens direction. It helps the body feel safe choosing forward. How best to use this stone? Hold it in your dominant hand. Sit quietly and name one thing you're going to do today. Just one. Then, stop thinking about it. Moving on to black onyx, this crystal is great for emotional containment. This is for people who feel everything. Your discipline doesn't fail because you don't care enough. It fails because you care too much. Onyx doesn't numb you. It helps hold your energy inside your own boundaries, so emotions don't drain you before you even begin. How to use this wisely. Carry it with you. Touch it when you feel overwhelmed. You don't need to sit down for this one. It works quietly. Now for one of my personal favorites, carnelian. She supports energy, not frantic energy, not urgency, steady fire. This is a good crystal if you feel burnt out, if you start strong and fade, if discipline feels exhausting instead of empowering. Carnelian helps rebuild momentum, slowly. How to use. Sit in the morning. Place it over your lower abdomen or hold it in your hands. Take 10 slow breaths. That's enough. Sometimes discipline doesn't fail because of focus or energy. Sometimes it fails because of how hard we are on ourselves. Aventurine and Fusite work with the heart. They help soften self-criticism and heal old patterns that make consistency feel unsafe. This is for people who were taught that discipline meant punishment. These stones remind the body that steadiness can feel kind. How to use these. Lie down or sit comfortably. Place one on your chest. Breathe. No goals, just permission. You don't need to rush this. Choose one stone. Work with it for a week. Discipline isn't built in a day. It's built by returning. I want to give you a very simple way to work with these. Not a ritual you have to prepare for. Not something that takes willpower. Just a few minutes of steadiness every day. First, choose one crystal. Don't stack them. Don't rotate them. Don't overthink it. Work with the same stone for 7 days. Discipline grows through consistency, not variety. So let's look at the practice. Sit upright. Put your feet on the floor. Let your body know it's here. Hold the crystal, or place it where it feels natural. You don't need music. You don't need affirmations. Just a timer. Set it for 7 minutes. And then, do nothing. Don't try to focus. Don't try to calm down. Just notice what steadiness feels like. If your mind wanders, that's okay. If emotions come up, that's okay. The crystal isn't asking you to perform. It's just staying steady so your body can remember how. Now, as for why this works, 7 minutes is long enough to register and short enough not to resist. You're not building discipline by effort. You're building it by return. At first, it might feel boring, or subtle, or like nothing's happening. That's usually when it's working. Steadiness isn't dramatic. After a week, notice what's changed. Not in motivation, but in how easily you return. That's discipline. This is hearth fire. Not the kind that flares and fades, the kind that stays. So, wrapping up, I'll say it again. Discipline isn't something you force. It's something you return to. Something steady. Something that stays, even when you don't. And when you sit beside that steadiness, it becomes easier to stay. So, was there a particular crystal that really jumped out or called to you? And which stone are you intending to use this week?
Let us know in the comments. And remember, guys, stable systems don't drift, they anchor. And the body is a system too. When it's supported, it holds the pattern for you. Thanks for sitting with us. And the hearth is always what?
The hearth is always here, and the fire is always lit. Return anytime you feel the need, for a mana break, a quick reference, or a moment to sit in silence.